The silence in the oil fields is louder than any explosion because everyone knows it will not last. One wrong decision, one hidden deal, one man pushed too far, and everything built so carefully will start to fall apart. The promo for Landman Season 2 episode 6 does not waste time with comfort. It opens with a feeling that something heavy is coming, something that cannot be stopped. The land looks calm, but the people standing on it are not. Every face carries stress. Every pause feels loaded with meaning. This episode is not about action alone. It is about pressure. Pressure from money, from loyalty, from fear of losing control. Episode 6 places the characters at a point where staying silent is no longer safe. The oil business has always been dangerous, but now the danger is no longer hidden underground. It is visible in the way people look at each other, in the way conversations stop too early, and in the way decisions are delayed because everyone knows the cost of choosing wrong. The first section of this episode sets a dark and serious tone. There is no sense of victory, no feeling that anyone is ahead of the game. Instead, there is a growing sense that time is running out. The promo shows moments that feel unfinished, as if important words are being held back. This creates a feeling that secrets are piling up, and the weight of those secrets is starting to crack even the strongest characters. The land itself feels like it is watching, waiting for the moment when things finally break. This is not just another episode. It feels like the calm before a storm that will reshape everything that follows. As the tension builds, the focus shifts to the people who are supposed to be in control. They stand in powerful positions, but the promo makes it clear that power does not mean safety. Decisions that once felt simple now come with consequences that cannot be ignored. Trust feels thin, almost fragile, and every agreement seems temporary. The episode hints that old rules no longer apply. What worked before may now lead to disaster. This creates a feeling of unease because the characters are walking forward without knowing if the ground beneath them will hold. The atmosphere of episode 6 is slow but heavy. Nothing feels rushed, yet every moment feels urgent. The promo uses quiet scenes to create tension, showing that the real danger is not always loud. Sometimes it is a look that lasts too long, or a conversation that ends too soon. This section of the story prepares the audience for major shifts, not through action, but through emotion and pressure. It reminds us that in the world of Landman, the biggest explosions often happen long before anything actually blows up. Tommy's position has never felt this unstable, even when he appears calm on the surface. In this part of the story, the pressure around him becomes impossible to ignore. Every decision he makes now carries weight, and the promo makes it clear that the margin for error is gone. He is surrounded by people who depend on him, but that dependence has started to feel more like a trap than support. The oil business rewards confidence, yet episode 6 shows how confidence can slowly turn into isolation. Tommy is no longer reacting to problems as they come. He is anticipating them, and that constant anticipation is wearing him down. What stands out most is how alone he feels despite being at the center of everything. Conversations feel shorter, trust feels thinner, and the respect he once commanded now comes with hesitation. The promo hints that some people around him are beginning to question his choices, not openly, but through silence and distance. This kind of doubt is dangerous because it spreads quietly. Tommy can sense it, even if no one says it out loud. The episode shows him standing firm, but the cracks are there. Leadership is no longer about making bold moves, it is about surviving the consequences of past ones. This section also explores the cost of carrying responsibility for too long. Tommy is dealing with problems that were set in motion episodes ago, and now they are demanding answers. The promo suggests that he is being forced to face outcomes he hoped to delay. There is a feeling that time is working against him. Each pause, each delayed response adds to the tension. He is no longer just managing land and money. He is managing expectations, fears, and quiet threats that come from all sides. The emotional weight in this section is heavy. Tommy's strength has always been his ability to stay steady when others panic. But episode 6 challenges that strength. The pressure is not coming from one clear enemy, but from multiple directions at once. Business partners want results, workers want safety, rivals want weakness, and somewhere in between. Tommy is trying to hold onto control without showing doubt. The promo makes it clear that this balancing act cannot last forever. As this part of the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Tommy's next move will define how others see him going forward. If he hesitates, he risks losing authority. If he pushes too hard, he risks creating enemies. The episode builds tension by showing that every option comes with a cost. There is no clean solution anymore. This section quietly sets up a major shift, suggesting that the man who once felt untouchable is now standing on uncertain ground, and the fall, if it comes, will not be small. In this part of the episode, the story shifts away from one man and opens up into a wider web of tension, where business and personal feelings collide. The promo strongly suggests that deals are no longer just about profit. Every agreement now carries emotion, memory, and resentment. People are no longer speaking only as partners or rivals, but as individuals who feel wronged, ignored, or threatened. This change is dangerous because once emotions take control, logic starts to fade. Episode 6 shows how quickly a professional world can turn personal when trust begins to break. The relationships that once felt solid now seem uncertain. Conversations are filled with pauses, half-truths, and careful wording. No one is fully honest, and no one feels fully safe. The promo hints that some characters are hiding their real intentions, waiting for the right moment to act. These are not loud betrayals or sudden moves. They are quiet shifts in loyalty, small choices that slowly change the balance of power. The danger here is not obvious, which makes it even more serious. By the time the truth comes out, it may already be too late to stop the damage. Money continues to sit at the center of everything, but it no longer controls the room the way it used to. Pride, fear, and old grudges are starting to matter just as much. Episode 6 suggests that some characters are willing to risk everything just to prove a point or protect their position. This is where the business becomes personal. When people stop thinking about what they might lose and focus only on what they feel they deserve, mistakes are inevitable. The promo builds tension by showing how these inner conflicts are slowly spilling into the open. There is also a strong sense that alliances are no longer stable. People who once stood together now seem unsure of where they belong. The episode hints that loyalty is being tested in subtle ways, through pressure rather than force. Small favors, quiet promises, and unspoken threats are changing how people act. These moments may seem minor, but they add up. The oil world shown in Landman is built on fragile trust, and episode 6 shows how easily that trust can crack when personal motives step in. This section of the story also highlights how power can shift without warning. Someone who appears weak may be gaining influence behind the scenes, while someone who looks strong may already be losing ground. The promo avoids clear answers, choosing instead to show reactions rather than actions. This keeps the audience guessing about who is truly in control. It creates a feeling that the real battle is not happening in open spaces, but in private conversations and silent decisions. As episode 6 moves forward, it becomes clear that the line between business and personal life no longer exists. Choices made for money now hurt on an emotional level, and personal grudges begin to affect professional outcomes. This section sets up serious consequences for the rest of the season. Once feelings take over, there is no easy way back. The promo makes it clear that the damage done here will not stay contained. It will spread, pulling more people into the conflict and pushing the story toward a breaking point that feels closer than ever. The oil field itself becomes a silent but powerful force in this part of the episode. It is no longer just a workplace or a source of money. It feels like a living battlefield where every mistake can turn deadly. The promo shows wide shots of land that looks calm on the surface, yet dangerous underneath. This contrast is important because it mirrors the situation of the people working there. Everything may look stable from a distance, but one wrong move can cause chaos. Episode 6 uses the environment to remind everyone that nature does not care about plans, deals, or power. This section highlights how physical danger is starting to match emotional tension. The work being done is risky, and the margin for safety is shrinking. The promo hints at situations where control can slip in seconds, heavy machines, pressure deep underground, and human error all sit close together. When pressure builds for too long, something is bound to give. The episode suggests that not everyone fully understands the risk they are taking, or worse, some understand it but choose to ignore it. That choice alone can change lives forever. There is also a strong sense that warnings are being missed or brushed aside. The oil field demands respect, but respect often fades when money and deadlines take over. Episode 6 shows how urgency can cloud judgment. People rush decisions, skip steps, or trust systems that are already strained. The land does not forgive these mistakes. The promo uses quiet tension instead of loud disaster, making the danger feel constant and unavoidable. Even when nothing explodes, the threat is always present. This part of the story also reflects how control is an illusion. No matter how experienced or powerful someone is, the oil field can still surprise them. Nature, pressure, and chance play their own roles. The episode suggests that some characters believe they can manage everything, but the land itself challenges that belief. It becomes clear that strength and confidence are not enough when dealing with forces larger than any individual. This realization adds fear, because it means no one is truly safe. The oil field also becomes a place where fear is quietly shared. Workers notice changes, sense danger, and exchange looks instead of words. These small reactions carry weight. Episode 6 shows how tension spreads through silence rather than panic. People feel something is wrong before anything actually happens. This shared unease creates a powerful atmosphere, making every moment feel heavy with possibility. The land feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for the moment when pressure finally turns into disaster. As this section continues, it becomes clear that the oil field is not just a setting but a character in the story. It tests everyone who steps onto it. The episode hints that the land may soon force consequences that no one can avoid. Whether through accident, failure, or sudden loss of control, the risks are real and growing. This section prepares the audience for the idea that when the land pushes back, it does not choose sides, it only reacts, and when it does, the impact will be felt by everyone connected to it. This part of the episode focuses on what the promo carefully avoids showing, and that absence speaks just as loudly as the scenes we do see. Certain characters appear only briefly or not at all, which immediately raises questions. When a promo hides someone, it is usually because their actions matter too much to reveal. Episode 6 feels designed to mislead the audience just enough to keep the real story protected. The missing moments suggest that important conversations are happening off-screen, away from cameras, where truth can be twisted and plans can be finalized without witnesses. There is also a noticeable lack of clear outcomes in the promo. Scenes begin but do not finish. Arguments are hinted at but never shown fully. This choice creates tension because it forces the audience to imagine the worst possibilities. Episode 6 seems to be building towards something that cannot be spoiled easily. By cutting away at key moments, the promo keeps the real consequences hidden. This makes every scene feel suspicious, as if what we are seeing is only the surface of a much deeper conflict. Another important detail is how reactions are shown instead of actions. Faces tell stories that words do not. A look of concern, a moment of hesitation, or a sudden silence can reveal more than a dramatic speech. Episode 6 uses this technique to suggest that something serious has already happened or is about to happen. The promo invites viewers to read between the lines, to question why certain expressions feel heavier than the situation shown. This creates a sense that secrets are already in motion and once revealed, they will change how earlier scenes are understood. The episode also seems to hide the true source of conflict. While surface-level problems are visible, the deeper cause remains unclear. This could mean that the real threat is not an outside enemy, but someone already inside the circle of trust. Episode 6 plays with this uncertainty by keeping motivations vague. Characters speak carefully, avoiding direct answers. This kind of storytelling suggests betrayal without naming it, which makes the tension feel constant rather than explosive. Timing also plays a key role in what is hidden. The promo feels deliberately out of order, showing moments that may not connect in the way they appear. This raises the possibility that viewers are being led toward false conclusions. Episode 6 may reveal that events happened earlier or later than expected, changing the meaning of everything seen in the promo. This technique adds depth to the story, rewarding careful viewers who notice what does not quite fit. As this section unfolds, it becomes clear that the biggest surprises of episode 6 are being saved. The promo acts like a locked door, offering only small glimpses through the cracks. What it hides feels intentional and dangerous by refusing to show its hand. The episode promises twists that will hit harder because they were never clearly teased. This section reminds the audience that in Landman, the most important moves are often made quietly, out of sight, and by the time the truth comes out, the damage may already be done.